Hey everybody, Justin Worden, and you're watching What's New in Electronics. We are at the IPC Apex show in Anaheim, California. Today I'm with Jeff Peabody.
Thank you, Justin.
And we are with Critical Manufacturing, right?
Yes, I am.
All right, so first off, let's just dig into it. What is Critical Manufacturing?
Critical Manufacturing is a subsidiary of ASMPT, which is a very large equipment supplier in the SMT industry, and we focus on MES software, or manufacturing execution software, for tracking and traceability.
Yeah, I mean, you guys must be so busy right now, and I don't know if this is because of COVID or it's just the way the industry was going, but right now everything is about tracking, data, and control.
That's absolutely right, and it's just like you said, Justin, everybody thought there might be a slowdown, but I think the slowdown has kind of emphasized the needs for more automation inside the factories, and our big buzzword for this show here is intelligent factory, and that's what we're working to achieve, is really an intelligent factory through the data that you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I've talked about data quite a bit in these interviews, and sometimes people are just like wondering what are they going to do with the data. So from a high level perspective, someone in your position, like what are people doing with all this data?
That is an excellent question. You have to understand where you're headed with all this. And one of the most exciting capabilities that we're working with our software right now on is machine learning. So it's not just data, but collecting a full amount of data across the facility from raw materials until finished goods. And that might involve the SMT process itself, but it could also involve some assembly areas and post-processing areas and even pre-quality checks. So really our MES is looking across the entire spectrum and collecting data so you're able to correlate data with potential defects.
Now, that's on the quality control side, right? I'm sure that's where you spend most of your time explaining the benefits of your software. But I want to go over to the financial side a little bit. Let's take it one level higher, right?
Excellent.
Because when you're talking about quality control, all I hear is, are we spending money in the right places?
Excellent question. And so really the other thing that MES does, and it goes hand in hand with quality, and that's efficiency, right? We work with a lot of companies and they end up throwing away a lot of product. If something is not right, they trash it. Or there's other companies that have really high value product and they have to go through an extensive rework process if things are right. And that's all very costly. So one of the exciting things we're doing with MES right now is we've got what we call a data platform, which collects data from various different areas, not just equipment. We have a full library of equipment integrations, but there's smart sensors out there now. So these smart sensors can be attached to even older equipment after the fact. We can connect and communicate with these sensors and then tie that data back to what is actually being processed. So then you're able to contextualize the data and look for root causes to avoid this misprocessing or these bad parts stopping them before they even happen.
You know, these software conversations, and I'm not the most tech-savvy software guy, all right? So you'll understand this question once I get to it, but it's a little overwhelming, right? When you look at a line, you're looking at all these different machines, these different brands, all these different employees, and you're dealing with some of the most brilliant people out there, from an expert in PhD in electronic manufacturing or whatever the case is,
right.
But I mean, it's just overwhelming. Like, how the onboarding process must be a nightmare.
So, well, certainly we have to have extension training, but just to emphasize what you're saying, we're now talking at the level of data scientists, okay? Data scientists are getting involved, so it's a combination of not just people who understand the process, but really data experts. And now this will blow your mind, but we're getting into machine learning, okay? So this is where you can actually collect data from these disparate places, including potential sensors, and using that data to train a model, which will then go start observing data automatically and identifying in advance potential defects before they've even happened. So this is what we're doing today. It's called our data platform, which is built on our MES, and it's exciting stuff. So yeah, data scientist, beyond both of us at this point.
Yeah, it's just a fun thing, right? Because we're watching the industry change right before our eyes. People are learning that their skill set is advancing at such a rate because of all this data. I mean, is it gonna happen to where these floors are running themselves?
That's kind of, I don't know if you'll ever get rid of the human element, but that's kind of where we're headed, right? Is lights off manufacturing. critical manufacturing is also involved heavily in the semiconductor industry, which is the step before in the supply chain. It's the step before SMT. And many of our semiconductor customers have large SMT operations behind them. In fact, one of the top 5 semiconductor manufacturers in the world is using our software, both to manufacture their semiconductor chips as well as then to manufacture their own circuit boards. So that's when you really start looking beyond just the factory floor into the entire supply chain, with the MES being able to correlate potential defects in the SMT area with way back to where they're being manufactured as chips.
Well, to summarize everything, the biggest takeaway that I heard is not collecting the data, is collecting the data in a way you can do something with it.
That's a really good way to summarize it, and I think critical manufacturing is doing it better than everybody else right now.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people know how to get a hold of you, but if they don't, what's the best way they can do so?
Criticalmanufacturing.com. Our website is full of information on our product as well as the solutions and customers that we have.
All right, well, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your time at the show.
Justin, thank you.